Dude, nice t-shirt.
Oh, thanks. I know the idiot who made it. I mean, the YouTuber.
I feel like I always start my crapshoot videos out with the word recently, but recently I was at Comic-Con, and I'm using the word recently very loosely here because that was September? October? I don't know, it's all a blur to me these days. Anyway, I brought the FujiFilm GA645zi, the medium format 120 film camera that I've been in love with lately. I had 2 rolls of film with me, a roll of Portrait 400 and a roll of Loma Color 100. I mentioned in the past that I love going to conventions because I just love looking at people in cosplay, I love taking their portraits and just talking to them. So New York Comic Con, there's no shortage of that, so let's go check it out and see what we shoot. So I feel like every year we come, it's like always the shittiest weather. Oh, look at that dog. Oh my god, he's got a little Pikachu.
What does TWD stand for?
Tiny wiener dude. How's it going?
Good, and you?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, New York Comic Con has changed a lot for me over the years. I used to go every year with one of my best friends back in 2010, you know, when memes looked like this. These were memes back then. And it used to be crazy, but nowadays it's just, oh my god, I went on the Thursday, that was the only day I could go, and it was like a mosh pit. It's just, it's so overcrowded, it's not even fun anymore. I find it more interesting just to look at the cosplay outside, but when you're on the show floor itself, it's chaos in there. I'm getting too old for this shit. But I still had a good time, and I took some cool photos. Well, I started the day off great with this horrible, blurry, out of focus, just disaster. This horrible picture that goes against my golden rule of cosplay photography of talking to the person first and saying, hey, can I take your picture? This one was already set up, it was kind of happening, there was a bunch of photographers going, so I just jumped right into it, and I got this. Ugh. But that's okay because I didn't even remember to turn the flash on anyway. That's gonna be a theme for this episode. Anyway, nearby I saw this crazy fairy thing. I don't know what it's from, sorry if I'm an uncultured swine. There's a little too much headroom for my liking, which I've noticed is actually a consistent problem with me when I use the GA645. I think I need to be a little bit more careful with how I position the viewfinder. I'm still not totally used to having the default orientation be portrait. And if we're really getting into it, I hate the fact that I had the monitor right behind her head that looks just awful. And one more criticism, I should have just been closer. It's just a little, I mean, I appreciate seeing the whole dress, but the face, I don't know, I don't love this one. I was just trying to figure out where the Coheed and Cambria booth was because I wanted to see if I can get a nice portrait of Claudio, and then I realized it was like 2322, and then I turned to the right. There it is. Alright, so this photo requires a little bit of a backstory. The first time I came to the Coheed and Cambria Evil Inc. booth, the guy was like, Claudio's not here, he'll be here later, but you gotta get online, he's signing autographs, and I was like, dude, I love Coheed, but not enough to wait in a 2-hour line. Fake fan. In all seriousness though, I was only here for the one day and I wanted to shoot a bunch of portraits and I didn't want to spend that time waiting in a line. So I turned to Keith and I said, hey, we'll pass back by, and if he's there and we get lucky, fuck it, we'll try it. And we came back and we got lucky. And he was there. And he was very much incognito. The hair was restricted, the glasses were on, but I could spot that handsome face a mile away. Now there were these 2 people just kind of standing there, and I was waiting for them to move, and then they didn't, so I just kind of yeeted my way right through there, because I'm a bastard. And I went up to him and I said, hey man, can I take your portrait? And he said, just do it. And he kind of like gave me that frowny face at first, but then he smiled at the last second and I got this shot, and oh baby, I love it. Thank you, Claudio. Thank you for the music. Thanks for being a handsome model. Maybe one day you'll see this photo. That'd be kind of cool. I did tag you guys on Instagram and you deaded me, but that's okay. I have a history of Coheed and Cambria Comic-Con. You can see this picture way back from 2011 where I took a picture with Claudio where I was beardless. You know, I just wasn't a real man yet. Also, the photo is just so blurry. This one's much better. Alright, we gotta stop here. These are my boys from the Bronx. I gotta be real with you, after catching up with my friends from the Collector Cave in the Bronx, Keith and I decided to just go out to the main hall. It was just too crazy. It was a friggin' mosh pit in there. And it was a Thursday, there was just so many people there. But we decided if we stayed in the main hall, we can probably get a lot of good cosplay anyway, a little bit of less claustrophobia and the sweat, just the thick air of sweat. We just needed to be away from it, to the main hall. Upon going back to the main hallway, I ran into the banana couple. I just love it, it's just such a clever cosplay idea. I don't know if she was actually injured or what, because she was really in character, like, she didn't smile at all. I just love stuff like this. It's so good. You guys made my day. Thank you for being so creative. I must. Right after that, I spotted probably my favorite cosplay of the day, Danny the May Queen, which of course is from the A24 movie Midsummer. As I was asking for the portrait and mentioning that I love the movie Midsummer so much, she actually said to me that not many people even recognized what it was from, which is a sin. Go see the movie Midsummer, it's really cool. It's long and it's not for everyone, but it's a really cool movie, and it's just a sin that so few people have seen it. Oh my god. So hopefully me recognizing her at least made it somewhat worth wearing all those flowers that whole day. Looking back on it now, I kind of wish that I would have asked her to try and do the frown that Danny does in the movie. No spoilers, obviously, but she has this really intense frown that looks like you can ride like a tech deck skateboard on. That's a good reference, Lou. Like her frown would be the half pipe. I don't know, I was listening to that back and I didn't know if the joke made enough sense, and now I'm explaining it and making it less funny. Moving on. Then I saw Venom, and there was some dude taking a picture with this lady Venom, and I thought the costume was really cool. I was into all the spaghetti tendrils. It was pretty awesome. Wasn't a huge fan of the sneakers though, and I totally get it. I wouldn't fucking walk around the Javits Center barefoot either, but I tried to frame those out, and in doing so, I think I got a little too much headroom. Again, that was a problem I was saying. In these shots, honestly, I'm not in love with the background. It feels like there's way too much distraction going on. This is another case of I think I should have tried to get in a little closer, but even so, really impressive costume. Then I found these, what I believe to be Gears of War characters. The one on the left is definitely Gears of War, and the other one kind of looks like Slade. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But either way, this shot I was pretty disappointed because I loved the posing, I loved how close I got, but the GA645zi just kind of missed focus. Not really sure what it was trying to focus on. The exposure is good, but the focus is not. Yo. Do you mind if I grab your photo real quick, but like you stay exactly how you are right now? This is fucking killer, dude. That's a rare behind the scenes look at how I direct complete strangers. But anyway, this is Bronx Spidey, and he was just kind of leading like that while people were taking pictures of his friends. I think Doctor Strange, I don't even remember, but this was such a cool scene and I didn't want to change an ounce of it, and I love how this one came out. That was a little too much energy, I'm sorry. It's killer, dude, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. There were 4 people sitting in these shoe shine chairs, and I just thought it was a really cool shot. The first one I fired off, of course, I forgot the flash. But my big brain caught that, so I decided to go back and fire off 2 more shots. Sorry guys, can I do one more? I didn't have my flash on. I dig the posing a lot on these. Unfortunately though, I think the one without the flash had the best posing across the board, but it is what it is. Sometimes you make mistakes and, you know, you learn from them. Or you're me and you keep forgetting to turn the flash on, but we'll get to that, don't even worry about it. But that was the end of my Portra 400 roll. You might be saying, Lou, that wasn't 16 shots. Yeah, I shot a couple of the vessel before I came here. No big deal. Anyway, let's pop in the Loma Color 100. Now the Loma Color 100 is an even lower speed film, so using the flash is absolutely essential. Let's see how that goes.
I think that was record time.
You know, the other day on Instagram, my homie Julian was like, you should do more film videos, and I hope you're happy, because this is an extra thick episode of Crapshoot, because here's the next roll! 16 more pictures! Also, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, like, what the hell are you doing? Go follow me. Right after loading up that film, I noticed there was a Freddy Krueger just sitting by the stairs over there, and this was very similar to the Bronx Spidey situation. I loved the pose, she was just kind of sitting there, and I wanted to get that exactly. So she was about to leave, of course, and I quickly swooped in and I was like, hey, before you go, can I take a quick picture? Like, don't move. And she was totally cool with it, but I forgot the flash. And then she left, and I couldn't take the picture again. And in my head, my inner running monologue was just kind of like, idiot! I mean, I'm zen about it now, it's whatever, but in the moment I was very much internally chaotic. After that, Keith and I went downstairs, we grabbed something to eat, and I saw, whoa, Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy. And they were sick, the costume was so damn good. I asked them to move over underneath this, like, this hole? I don't know what you call this thing. There's like a hole in the ceiling that lets light in. Do you think I can just have you guys like kind of... Oh, sure. Center over here, thank you. I had them go under there and I took 2 quick shots of them. I love it. They were so cool, such nice people. Can I just do one more closer real quick? Thank you guys. And just, god damn it, brilliant. They looked the part so well. Then we ran into these guys and I don't really have a reason. The costume was just crazy and I went for a picture. It's pretty awesome. As we were walking around further, I bumped into this amazing Tifa cosplay. This is Stephanie Stone. She has some really cool cosplay photos on her Instagram. Go check her out. I had her do like kind of a punching pose. Can you kind of like do like a punch like towards the camera? Yeah. So I really wanted to show off the fact that she had the materia in her bracelet thing. I don't remember what Tifa's weapons were called. It's been a while since I played Final Fantasy VII. Give me a break. I really dig the pose. I really wish I would have been like one step to my right though, because I just feel like the fist is covering a little bit too much in the photo there, but it's still a cool pose. And the red background really helps. It's so much better than just getting into the crowds like I had been doing before. We went back to the main hall after that, and it took me a second, but then I realized, holy shit, the Kanker sisters, they stole Plank. I had to take a picture for evidence, obviously. I hope he makes it back home, because Johnny would just be devastated. Right nearby, I noticed this Naruto dude, and he was like meditating on his scroll, and he had the eyes painted on. Had to take a shot. Of course I would forget the flash at least once more. You better believe it. I am so sorry for that. Then I saw these beautiful T-Rexes doing some sort of mating ritual. I had to capture that for scientific purposes, of course. I'm not a huge fan of how the nylon reflected my flash, though. I don't really know the word for it, but I don't like this shot. Look at them go. You've heard of Big Yoshi, now get ready for Big Panda. Then, of course, we had Ant-Man, which, you know, I kind of still wish he would have went up Thanos' ass to finish Endgame, but whatever. I don't even really know what to say about this next guy, but it was a very loud cosplay. There was a lot of things going on, and I enjoyed it. I also, the middle finger, I mean, it just pulls the whole look together. It's just beautiful. And right around the corner from there, I found this awesome Breath of the Wild Link cosplay with the ancient sword. It was just kind of sick with the glow and all that fun stuff. I thought the Loma color might really render those colors nicely. And I was right, it's pretty cool. I also tried to get like an action shot of him swinging. We couldn't quite line it up. It was loud in there and I wasn't really directing very well, but I still love these shots. You might notice the little bit of fuzziness going on in the background there. After talking to my friend Birgit from Lomography, I think I'm not wrapping my 120 film tightly enough after I retrieve it from the camera at the end. It seems to only happen when I'm using Lomography film, like the Portra 400 didn't do that, but I don't know, it's something I'm going to be more mindful of in the future to see if it doesn't happen again. That said though, looks kind of cool. I don't know. I'm sure some people would absolutely hate it, but I dig it. And I think it works really well for this Link shot. It almost looks like it matches the path of the sword slash, so I'm with it. Despite all the crowds, despite all the craziness, I'm really glad I went to Comic-Con, even if it was for just that one day. I had a good time hanging out with Keith, and I had a really good time just meeting people and shooting their portraits. As you guys know, I love shooting on the Fuji GA645zi. Shooting on that camera, I don't know, it feels so right in the hands. I love the look of the photos, and this was the first time I was really messing with the flash. So overall, I gotta say, love the camera. Maybe I'll do a review on it soon. I don't know. I've really enjoyed shooting on the camera, and I'm just trying to improve my film photography, so this has been a great tool in my arsenal. So guys, I think this one has to be my favorite from the day, but I'm curious, what's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you share it with a friend, smash that subscribe button, haven't reminded you in a while, hit the bell, that'd be cool. I'm on MySpace, Discord, Instagram, Twitter, and that's about it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Alright, I'll catch you later. Goodbye! Now the 100 is a lower ISO, but this is Bronx Spider-Man. Actually, let me check that fucking name. Bronx Spidey. That would have been good if I called him the wrong name the whole time, but I went and I take a... Alright.
Depending on how you're feeling today.
Yeah, this is the time where I'm just gonna jump right down in there.
Like and subscribe to Sweet Lou Photography. The man.